Hello everybody, it is a lovely Tuesday morning, so let's get in the studio. I'm already in here obviously, but I have lots of things to do, so I thought I'll take you around and just show you a few things that I'm going to be doing. First of all, I'm going to be making some lotion, and I have bought some of this butter to change a little bit in my recipe. I've done a quick go at it, but we'll just see. And this is the cocoa butter. I really wanted to try it. It's got some really great reviews, so we will be trying that later. That will come in a separate video, but I will show you how I've set up my whole counter. Then on the other side of the table, we're going to go and just do some glazing, some varnishing on all the earrings. I have listed some on Etsy, and I've also listed them on my website. Lots of you know I did have an Etsy site, which I've never really used. Honestly, I've had one or two things. I think I've had one sale on it because I've not really bothered. But anyway, I thought I'm going to load that just for earrings because it will make it really easy for anyone in the US in particular to purchase from me, so they can go over there. But of course, you can purchase from my site, or you can purchase over there. And I just so many. And I'm hoping to be in a few different festivals over the next year. So you'll see me come up with my beautiful stone products. That is something I'm definitely going to be doing. Of course, I'm always going to be doing my skincare because I love it and it is the core part of my business. But anyway, like I said, let's get going over the other side and I'll show you. But before I show you, you know, my lotion bit, I thought I would show you what I've been working on. I've done a few new labeling products at the moment, which are down here. So these are my new containers. Don't they look pretty? So these are my body butters. We've done quite a few. There are a few. This one I have not made, so it's empty inside there. But you know, I'm kind of getting there, everybody. But we do have the vanilla, which is ready. Lots of people have been asking about that. This one's going to come, which is the ocean driftwood one, which is really beautiful. It's kind of a real calming kind of body butter. And then my normal beautiful shea butter, but this has the bubble gum, super popular. I used to sell lots and lots of that and send it to Canada some time ago when I had a different recipe. And do remember, my body butter is not a standard one, it's emulsified, so it does mean that, you know, it has the water, preservatives and so on. It also has shea, cocoa butter and the cocoa butter in it as well, and it also has some green tea extract because that feels just beautiful on your skin, and a tiny bit of sorbitol. So I've changed my recipe quite a lot, but you can go back to any of my recipes to see what I'm up to. And there are two different types of body butters, just in case you didn't know. One is when, you know, you put your emulsifying waxes in to blend the water and oils together, and the other side is when you literally just melt down all your oils and beat them up. But that one, the second one that I was talking about, that's quite a greasy feel, but it's a really easy one to start with, and the other one is much more non-greasy and just slides on the skin. Beautiful. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. And this one I have made, but we're going to be making some of this later on today. And that is my beautiful apricot tea. And it just has a hint of apricot and a little bit of that kind of Earl Grey tea kind of scent in it, but it's really beautiful and just so nice. And with all of my body butters, I don't load them up with heaps of fragrance. I only have 1 to 2% fragrance, usually 1.5%, which makes the smell beautiful but not overwhelming, because nobody wants that on their body, do they? Anyway, like I said, we've done this bit, so let's head over to the other bit and I'll show you what I'm up to. Now for later on today, this is all of my beautiful ingredients that I'm going to be using for my butters. So we won't touch this because this area here has actually already been sanitized, but I always come and give it a second go just to make sure. But these are some beautiful products that I'm going to be using a little bit later. But like I said, we're going to sneak over to the other side and we're going to be doing a little bit of glazing on the earrings. And I'll show you what I'm up to with that because all I've been doing is photos. But it's a big part of this business, isn't it? So let's go over to the other side. All right, everyone, we are over at my earring table, and I know you're going to say, oh my goodness, look how many. This is only one tray. I do have two. So we have about 250 earrings, I think, roughly. But look how beautiful they're looking. And I have to show you this. I mean, these are my new terrazzo ones. Aren't they gorgeous? I really, really love them. So this is literally what I do to glaze them. Now, this is just a massive tile. You can just buy one tile from your hardware store, which is what I've actually done. And with a lot of these type of products, and I'm going to show you this, you can actually paint on them as well. This one is a tiny little t-shirt with a little train. So we've got a couple of those, which are super cute. You can use many different molds, which I've actually used. And I have some of these beautiful ones. I really love these too. So I have some little sweetheart molds. I had to hand drill every single one. And here is another one. Isn't that cute? A little Bubba kind of one, which would be great for a baby shower, something like that. But anyway, I thought I'd show you. So this is what I'm going to be using. This is called Castmanite. This is actually glazing. I use the gloss one. It doesn't come out super duper shiny. Although there are a few. I'll show you one of the earrings that I glossed up. So if you kind of pour it on something that has a texture, like this one, these leaves have a texture. So that way you can actually get that really glossed kind of look. Now, lots of people have been asking me as well. They've been saying the brush is leaving strokes. Now, it will. You know, it will. This is the best brush I've found, which if you can kind of see, it's just like a painter's one. Very soft bristles. This one's better. I was using a foam one. The foam one's fine, but look, it just depends, doesn't it? But the one thing I've noticed, if you try not to touch it and try and just, you know, like do this on it and not touch the product, even though it's hard because they do sometimes slide, you'll get a better result. But you know, look, we're doing things with a hand. This is not a factory. I mean, I guess if you wanted, you could buy, you know, the glaze. It's a spray one that could spray over the top. But most of them are not water-based. So, and I wanted a water-based, non-toxic, you know, which stays with my line of trying to keep everything as natural and as organic as I possibly can. But anyway, that's a little bit about that. So I'm going to just, I've got my little container here. It's just a little paper cup. So that's what I just basically use. Make sure you give it a shake. And look, there's lots of different ways that you can glaze and do all these things. But honestly, my suggestion is try a few, because what works for me may not work for you. And not everybody has a company where they, you know, you really just want everything to be as organic as possible. Some people don't mind if it's not. But, you know, personally, that's just what I wanted. And, you know, look, it does take time, but I mean, if you can just see what I'm doing here, I mean, I've already done two, and it's what's it going to be, 5 seconds? It really doesn't take that long. I only give them one glaze. That's it. That's literally all I'm giving them. If I go over one twice, which I just realized I went over that twice, it doesn't matter. Just means that one might be a little bit more shiny than the other ones. But, you know, basically for me, what I wanted is I want this to look sort of like the natural stone still. So I don't want it to be super over the top glossy. And even though this Castmanite one that I'm using, which I think I got it from, you can buy it from Barnes, I think, but I think I got it from Riot Art Supplies, if I'm right. I'll find it anyway. I'll put the link in for everybody. But yeah, so just try different ones, see what you like. There's no right or wrong, everybody. But I am having lots of people loving these. I'm actually enjoying this, you know, like, if I'm going to be honest, I'm finding it a bit therapeutic to just kind of do this. And, you know, it's my little time out here. And it is early in the morning on Tuesday morning. I do have a Zoom later on today with, who have I got? With a lovely lady, Charlotte from Fair. So I will be talking to Charlotte later. And if any of you are thinking of going on Fair, I'll put a link down below, which are going to be in all my videos from now on. And basically, if you click on that link, it will help you go on to Fair to sell, if you want to sell wholesale. And it will also help me, because they give me a commission. I can't remember what it is. I've had one lady sign up and I got a commission of a couple $100, which was really nice. It helps me and it helps them as well. And if you have any questions about fair or, you know, selling on fair, please ask me. I really like it. I was on Trade Square in Australia as well, but they obviously have folded. And I will tell you, I've said this all along, and I even told this to Trade Square. Fair is so much easier to use. Like, honestly, such a great platform to use. You can just load your products. It's basically similar to Shopify. It does integrate with Shopify as well, which is super duper handy. Because, I mean, look, who doesn't want that? Let's be honest. You know, it makes your life easy. You literally integrate it, and it takes 10 minutes and your whole site can be up on Fair. So really, really easy. Or, you know, even if you put a new product. So for me, with these earrings, I put earrings. So then when you go into Fair, you can just tell it, integrate all the things with the earring label on it, you know. So, and then it will literally integrate that whole section. So it's so easy. So anyone, like I said, if anyone's wanting to do that, I promise to leave my link. Just make sure you go onto that link, and there's lots of steps that will help guide you. You can watch lots of videos on how to actually do it. So my suggestion is keep your Shopify website and also be on Fair. You know, honestly, it will help you. Because you want wholesale and retail. And my door has just swung open because it is a tiny bit windy today. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, I thought you guys might want to come along, see what I'm up to. And look, this is literally what I do in the day. I have to make one product. I have a list of what I've got to do or what I've got to make. Often it doesn't happen because I run out of time. And even things like these earrings. So to give you an idea how to actually make them, I will do a video, a tutorial, full tutorial for you all though. But I'm going to tell you, it's not an easy process. I'm not going to lie. Basically, you've got to mix the product, pour it in the mold. That's the easiest bit. Then once you've actually done that, you got to let it sit there and dry. Then you've got to pull it out. Then you've got to give it a water bath. So it means you sit them in water. Then you have to sand them, like hand sand every individual one and get all the rough edges, because this is going in someone's ears. So, you know, you've got to make sure there's no rough edges or anything like that. Once you've done all of that side of it, then they've got to cure for up to 5 days, because they have like a water in them, obviously, because they've had the water base and you've mixed them with water, and you want to evaporate a lot of that, because you can't do this sealing until most of the water is out. And you'll notice, because they look sort of grey when you first make them, and then they'll turn into this beautiful kind of creamy white colour, and then that's how you know. But you can tell because then they get lighter as well. And even though some of these earrings are big, they're really light. They're actually lighter than most of the heavy plastics or resins, even lighter than resin. But they have the beautiful stone look, and that's what attracted me to this. And when I first started making containers, I thought, what else can I do with this product? Because I really loved it. And then that's when I sort of thought, oh, well, hold on, maybe I could do this. And so many people have said, oh my goodness, I love them. When can I buy them? And at the start, I wasn't sure if I was even going to sell them. I just thought I might make some, because I had some extra little bit of the product left. And even after I sand it and do all of that, with these, some of them, because some of them I use a normal silicone mold, so they don't have the hole for an earring. And then I have to go and drill every individual one. So some of them, like the hearts, I had to actually drill. Like all these ones are actually normal earring mold. But yeah, the other ones I had to do that. And I have some beautiful, like I said, some maple leaves and things like that, which are super fun. But I hope you guys are really enjoying watching all of my different things that I get up to. I'm a creative genius, as my husband says. I love making different things, and I love making people happy to have my products that are just different, you know. Like, I mean, look, we can all go to the department store, can't we, and get a pretend pearl or a plastic bracelet, which, look, I've got those too. It's nothing wrong with getting that, but this is just a little bit different, and every single pair is going to be so unique. And that's what I love, that no one's going to get the same one, because they're all going to be really, really different. You know, every like these ones that are terrazzo looks, every piece is, some are going to have lots more terrazzo, some are going to have less. You know, you might get one earring that has 2 bits of terrazzo and the other has 10, and that's fine. That's all the part of having this fun, different product, isn't it? And I think I told you before, like, so I put them on Etsy as well, because I've had a few people say that they had Etsy credits and they actually wanted that. So I will put my link for my Etsy store as well, so anyone can check that out. I've only ever sold one thing on it because I've never really bothered with Etsy, but I thought, look, we've got to keep our revenue streams open, don't we? So you know, and when you list something, you need to consider the Etsy fee in it too. So look, it's not that much. You only pay the 30 cents and then lose a percentage, but you know, you just can't, I guess in the end you just sort of have to say, okay, that's what it's going to cost, so I need to include that into my cost. And also while we're talking about product cost, remember that your product cost is not just, you know, what the materials cost. It's like your time. I've had to spend, I was up to 11 last night loading these things to my site, loading them to Etsy. Like, your time is worth something, because if you had to pay somebody, you'd have to pay that time. So that's the thing that I say. It's really important to remember that your time is worth something as well. So please don't forget that, everybody. It really is important. And as you can see, just doing this video, me just literally glazing all this, like, takes time. I mean, it doesn't take that long, but and I know lots of you are going to say you could have a bigger brush, but then it makes it more messy. This way I feel like it's more controlled. And because it's on this like tile, it doesn't matter if the mess goes on the tile. You can just wipe it off anyway. Just give it a bit of a scrub later. You can use some trays as well. Your local department stores will even have those like cafeteria trays. They're handy. I probably have 40 of those cafeteria trays in here. But yeah, so anyway, so that's what I'm up to. And I'm about to, I'll do some more colourful ones, but these are my natural ones. So if you're selling earrings, it's no good making one pair, which is how I started. Like, you'll see on my site, lots of them, there's just one of that particular one. Once it sells, I'll remove it. But for these ones, I decided to buy the extra of the same mold so I could just literally make lots of them. Oh, and I'll show you what they actually look like, because I designed also on Canva the little cards that they sit on. So this is what they sit on. If you can see, that's the card, and then at the back it has some information. So that's something good, and you need something like that if you're going to go wholesale. You definitely want to have something like that, everybody, to tell people exactly what you're doing. So like I said, after here I've got my Zoom call with Fair in the afternoon. I've got to go to the post office to post an order, a wholesale order. I have to load more products to the website. I'll be on Patreon later, doing another blog on Patreon as well. Tomorrow I will do my video. Patreon get an extra video that everyone else doesn't get. And while I'm talking about Patreon, I have to say thank you to those people that have kept supporting me. I've had some people on that have supported me from day one. You all know who you are, but a shout out to Trish and Mark that have been, like, I can't, you know, tell you how nice these people have been. They have supported me on everything from the conference to my products, you know, Patreon, YouTube. I mean, they came out to meet me when I first started doing markets. So, you know, and they are soapers in this industry as well. So I guess realistically we're competitors, but we don't look at each other like that. So a shout out to them, because, you know, like, you meet some people in the industry that you just, it makes you realize why you love doing what you're doing. It's not just about the making, it's about many other things. But yeah, and as I said before, when I'm doing these, please don't worry about a strike line. You know, don't worry about that. I mean, if that's your big concern, my suggestion is that you don't do them this way, and then maybe you spray them. But I don't think there's a, well, I don't know, there may be, but I haven't found a water one yet that you can just spray on. But there is one, my father-in-law was telling me, and I've heard of this one before, where you dip it in a solution and then you just wipe it off as well. That's another one. And I guess maybe you wouldn't get the strike lines on that. But for now, this is the one I've found that I quite like. It's easy to use. As I said, it's non-toxic, it's water-based. You know, so I really am liking this one. But, you know, of course, as I always say, do your own due diligence. Find what is right for your company, because what's right for me may not be right for you. But anyway, so that is what I'm up to as well today, my friends. And I have to clean the other side of the desk, which is absolutely disgusting. I mean, it's so messy because I've just been so busy, and I've thought, oh no, I've got to fix that. It looks disgusting. I was thinking this the other day when I sort of seen it and went, oh no, I've really got to get onto that over there. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, my lovelies. And like I said, I hope you have enjoyed watching something a little bit different, because it's a bit fun watching something different, isn't it? So we all like to do different things all the time. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you have enjoyed our little chat, and I hope you're super happy. Everything's going great in your day, and I should have closed that creaky door, shouldn't I? But that's okay. I'm sure you don't mind until the next video. So I will keep going with these, and basically once I've done this varnish, I leave them for an hour, and then I come back and turn them the opposite way, and then I'll do the other side. So that's basically what I'm doing. And then of course you need to do the sides of them, and if they have little you know, letters like these ones, you need to kind of get in the grooves of the letters as well. But as I said, anyway, I won't bore you anymore. I will go, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.